I want to tell you something today that you're probably not going to hear from anybody else who teaches the kind of work that I do. And I'm in a bit of a strange position to say it because I'm one of the people that teaches you how to be happier. I've spent 20 years of my life teaching happiness. I've got programs in over 70 universities and colleges around the world. I have a podcast about it. I've built my whole working life on the question on how human beings can feel better. And the thing I want to tell you today contradicts almost everything you've been sold about happiness, including, I suspect, some things you've been sold by people who look like me. The reason you're not happy might be that you're trying to be happy. The problem is the trying, not the lack of happiness, but the trying. Let me tell you a story. A number of years ago, a woman came to one of my retreats. I'm just going to call her Anna. That's not her real name. Anna had a list. She had it folded up in her notebook, and she showed it to me on the second day. The list had 14 things on it, 14 practices. She'd been to 9 different healers in 2 years. She'd done a silent retreat. She'd done a breathwork retreat. She'd done a plant medicine ceremony. She'd quit sugar. She'd quit alcohol. She'd read every book on the recommended list. She had a morning routine that took her 2 hours. She'd cold plunge, she'd journaled, she did shadow work, she did somatic work, she'd done a course on attachment therapy and another one on the inner child. And Anna was the most miserable person in the room. I sat with her in the kitchen on the second evening and asked her one question. I said, Anna, what is it you're actually trying to feel? And she thought about this for a long time, long enough that I started to wonder if she'd heard me. And then she said very quietly, I just want to wake up and feel okay. That's it. I just want to wake up feeling okay being me. And I said to her, what if I told you the chasing of feeling okay is the thing that's making you feel terrible? And she looked at me in shock because she spent 2 years and an enormous amount of money trying. And what I just suggested was that the trying itself was the trap. This is the bit no one in the wellness space wants to talk about because the whole industry is built on selling you the next practice, the next protocol, the next book, the next supplement. And every single one of those things, no matter how lovely it is, no matter how well-meaning, carries an implicit message. The message is you're not enough yet, you're not there yet, there's one more thing to fix. So you do it. You add it to the stack. You buy the journal, you're downloading the app, you book the session. For about a week, you feel better because hope is a wonderful drug. And then the feeling wears off and you go looking for the next thing. What you're actually addicted to isn't the practices. What you're addicted to is the hope that the next one will be the one that finally fixes you. And here's the cruel part of it, the part I want you to really hear. Underneath all of that activity, the message you're sending to yourself hundreds of times a day is, I'm not okay. I need to be different. I need to be better. I need to be fixed. So the chase itself is a form of self-rejection dressed up. The whole wellness uniform is, at its worst, a really respectable way to keep yourself to keep telling yourself that the way you are right now is unacceptable. And your body hears it. Your body always hears it. So underneath the smoothies and the breath work and the morning routine, there's a quiet, exhausted refrain running through your nervous system. Not yet, not yet, not yet. I want to share an old piece of wisdom with you. I'm not going to tell you where it comes from because the moment I do, half of you will tune out. But it's been around for about 2,500 years, and it goes something like this. Wanting more of a thing is one form of suffering. Pushing away what's already here is another form of suffering. Both of them require you to be at war with the present moment. And as long as you're at war with the present moment, you can't rest, because rest is what happens when the war stops. Our happiness, real happiness, the kind that lasts, the kind that doesn't go up and down with your circumstances, is what's left when you stop being at war with the present moment. That sounds simple. But it's not easy because most of us have been at war with the present moment for so long that we don't even know what it would mean to stop. So we have a constant low-grade quarrel with how things are, with your body, with your partner, with your job, with the weather, with your mood. The quarrel is so familiar. We don't even register it as a tussle that we're having anymore. We just call it trying to improve. But every trying to improve is underneath a, this is not okay. And the body hears it. The body always hears it. So what would it look like to stop trying? Not to stop caring, not to stop growing, not to give up on a life that has meaning, just to stop the chasing. Here's what I want you to try. For 1 week, just 1 week, I want you to drop all of the practices you're doing from the place of I'm not enough yet, except for your meditation practice. And then keep the ones that you actually love. The walk you go on because you love walking. The meditation because it feels good and it trains your mind. The book you read because it interests you. The conversation with a friend you actually want to talk to. Keep all of that. That's nourishment. But drop the ones you are doing to fix yourself. Drop the cold plunge you hate. Drop the journaling you dread. Drop the green smoothie that tastes like grass. Drop the morning routine you built off somebody else's Instagram. Drop the supplement if you're not sure it's doing anything. Drop the app that pings you to remind you to be present. Drop the practices that leave you waking up tired for 1 week. And just live. Eat what you want. Sleep when you're tired. Move when you feel like moving. Sit on a bench. Watch the world for 10 minutes. Notice what you actually want, not what you should want. Walk barefoot on the grass if there's grass. Or don't if you can't be bothered. You will be amazed at what happens. Most people who try this find that within 3 or 4 days, something in their nervous system starts to unclench. They didn't know how tense they were until they put the project of self-improvement down for a week. They'd been so busy improving themselves. They hadn't noticed that the improving was the thing that was making them tense in the first place. Now, I saw Anna again a year after the retreat. She'd been brave enough to try this. She'd stopped doing 11 of the 14 practices on her list. She'd kept 3. The ones she actually loved included her meditation. And she said to me that she wasn't less of a mess than she was a year ago. She said she still has anxiety. She still has bad days. She still wants things that she doesn't have, but she's not afraid of the mess anymore. And it turns out that's what I was actually looking for. I wasn't trying to stop the mess. I was trying to stop being afraid of the mess. That's what she said. That's happiness. Not the absence of mess, not the absence of suffering. The end of the war with it. So what grows in the space where you stop trying is something I can only describe as a baseline. A steady low hum of being okay. Not euphoric, not transcendent, not the thing they sell you on the front of magazines. Just here with your life, without a constant inner referee telling you it should be different. That baseline is what I teach. That baseline is what every meditation on this channel is for. That baseline is what the happiness quiz at the top of the description will measure, because you can't improve what you can't see. And most people have no idea where their baseline actually is because they've been too busy chasing the next high to notice the ground they're already standing on. And this matters. I want you to hear it. Once you have that baseline, the practices come back, but they come back differently. They come back as something you do because you enjoy them, not because you need them. They come back as nourishment. They come back as a way of celebrating life that's already okay, not a way of fixing a life that isn't. Same practices, completely different relationship. And only one of those relationships actually works. I want to say one more thing before I go, because I think this is the part that will land if it's going to land. If you're tired today, properly, deeply tired, the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix, I want you to consider that maybe the tiredness isn't from doing too little. Maybe the tiredness is from chasing too much. Maybe the rest you need isn't a longer sleep or a different supplement. Maybe the rest you need is to put down the project of being a better person for 1 single full week. You are not going to come back a worse person in a week. You won't slide backwards. You won't lose what you've built. What you'll lose is the constant noise of trying. And underneath that noise is something you mightn't have heard from yourself in a very long time. A quiet voice that says, I'm here, I'm okay, I'm enough for today. That voice is happiness, not the chase, the voice. And the most beautiful thing about that voice is it's been there the whole time. It doesn't need a book, it doesn't need 14 practices and 9 healers. It needed the noise to stop for long enough that you could hear it. And if you want to know where your baseline actually is right now, take the happiness quiz linked in the description. It takes a couple of minutes. It's personalized if you want a gentle daily way to start meeting that voice on the regular, the 10-minute mind. Also, my meditation practice is what this is built for. That's all from me today. Be kind to yourself this week and see if you can do absolutely nothing about it. Go gently in the world.